came on for the last 15 minutes at Chelsea. How has he been this week? Is he fighting fit? And if he is, then having already scored 35 goals, is it realistic to expect him to score 40?
No, he's okay. He's okay after to play nearly 20 minutes against Chelsea. I think this week was good, working hard. Yes, he's going to arrive. Okay, we need to see him one training session more today after the press conference, but he is doing very good. And of course, the expectation is a score goal for him, and you know him that is so determined to help the team to achieve all that the team won, and of course he's hungry to score, of course.
Is 40 a realistic target?
I don't know. Maybe he can feel better if it's possible or not. But when we talk about this type of player like Harry Kane, all is possible in football.
How much of a feel-good factor has there been this week after what you did at Chelsea, after so many years without winning at Stamford?
Well, I think it was fantastic in the moment that we achieved the victory and celebrate, of course. But then and the day after, all disappear and you need to be focused in the game against Stoke. That is going to be a very tough game. And I think the key will be to be focused and prepared for a big battle, because they play for survive. And of course, always it's good to win. Always was a derby. Means a lot for our fans. After 28, to feel again the victory on Stamford Bridge, I think was fantastic for everyone. But like a manager or like a coaching staff or the same player, is not too much time to spend enjoying about the victory, because that is very dangerous. Because if you enjoy too much, you are not focusing, prepare the next game, and when arrive the next game, you need to be ready.
But we've got 7 matches to go now. Does it give you the kind of confidence that you need to perhaps catch Manchester United to finish second? I mean, there's only 4 points between you and Manchester United at the moment.
Well, I think so. It was so important, of course, because we're massive 3 points. But on the end, if you keep pushing, it's so difficult, because sometimes after a great victory, sometimes you, because it's a human being, sometimes you can stop to think that if we beat Chelsea on Stamford Bridge, why not to beat the next games, and sometimes you believe that you can drop a little bit in your focus. And for me, it's in the opposite. Our focus must be 200%. For me, it will be a tougher game than was in Stamford Bridge against Stoke. And for me, we are going to play for 3 points, the same that we play against Chelsea. Of course, that we feel confidence and the trust, and when you work in a very good atmosphere, because you are happy because you beat a very good opponent. But on the end, football don't exist the past, only exists the present. And if you not prepare yourself to compete again, you can struggle. And that is why we are so focused in trying to arrive in the best form, to try to be ready and match them in the same motivation, the same hunger, and because the 3 points for them will be massive, but for us too, because to be on the race for the top 4 and on the end to finish on the top 4 is a massive objective for us.
But is finishing second the target? Does it have to be the target?
Yeah, for us the target now is to win. But of course we want to finish higher as possible. And yes, we are in a good position. Still a lot of game to play, but in the same way, I think one objective is to finish top 4 and to have access to play Champions League next season. That will be fantastic in our new stadium. And on the end, of course, if we can finish second, better than third or fourth.
Do you expect Manchester City to clinch the title this weekend?
Yeah, I don't know. They are involved in fighting for the Champions League, and I don't know how they are going to take. And on the end, it's not my business, and I'm not focused on Manchester City now.
What have you made this week of the news about Daniel Levy and how much he's been earning? Has it been something that has been a subject of discussion here during the week?
No, I think, first of all, I think it's a very good news for the club, for the company. I think it was a record for the club. And I think it was a very positive news for Tottenham. And then it's not my point to talk. I don't know the reality, and then it's my boss, and I need to respect everything that my boss made and do.
Have you had any discussion with him about extending your contract?
But we are always in contact with him, but it's still 3-year contract. I have 3 years more after this season. I think today we are so focused in trying to achieve all that the club want to achieve. I think it's not important my situation today.
Is it something that over the next few weeks, perhaps next few months, you might talk to him about?
I don't know. That is up to him. No, it's up to the club to have contact with me, or will have contact with me, or to try if they are happy with my job to offer or no. But personally, I am happy. Still 3-year contract, and I think it's. But of course, it's his decision and his club decision to open a discussion or not. No.
And in terms of new deals for players, is there anything that you're aware of that is imminent?
No, and you know that it's difficult for me to talk about plenty of rumors, but if something is going to happen, sure the club is going to communicate quick to you.
What has Toby Alderweireld got to do to get back in your starting 11?
It's for me, it's like all the players. No, we assess the player day by day, week by week. It's true that I was unlucky when he got the injury against Real Madrid. Was a massive injury. Of course, that was a difficult period for him to come back and to feel fit. And of course, different players push and their performance, and I think he need to wait. Like different players during the season, they need to keep pushing, working hard, and try to be ready if the manager is going to give the opportunity. But for me, like I think for every single manager, it's about performance, it's about training session, it's about form during the season, and after you pick and you decide your starting 11, or you pick the best player to try to play. But of course, he need to keep pushing, and the team is in a very good form. 13 games unbeaten in Premier League, and of course, for no one is easy, no, to come back and to play again. But for him was a difficult moment because his injury was a tough injury.
Finally, for me, I mean, you're up against Stoke. I mean, you said earlier that you think it will be tougher than going to Stamford Bridge last weekend. I mean, are they a slightly different team now that Paul Lambert is in charge than the one that were earlier?
Yes, always when new manager arrive, it's a massive impact for the clubs and for the player and for the fans, of course. And of course that when you start to see the end close, you start to give and to push more and to start to think in try to achieve or to try to performance in the way that can help to be close to win points, because on the end it's about to win points. But of course he's in the last few games they show very consistent performance. Again, Arsenal the last week. On the end, Arsenal won the game, but was a very tough game. First half they played so well. And yes, of course, we are aware how they are going to play. We are aware that we need to match them with the same level of motivation and aggressivity. And yes, will be tough. Like I told you before, because the Premier League always every game is difficult to play. But when you arrive to the end of the season, but the objectives are so close. And of course, it's not only to play well, if not to be aggressive and to have the motivation and the consistency is so important to take points and on the end to achieve or to take the objective that you want.
You've got a very good record against Stoke, and in the last 4 meetings you've actually beaten them by quite a few goals. So is the difference this time that they've got so much to play for with survival? That's why you think it's a different challenge?
I think always is Premier League is always difficult to play. I think in different year we play for different reason and different challenge or objective, but on the end will be tough. I think the key here is to be ready to fight, is to be prepared to match them, and then understand that for us is the same 3 points that for them means a lot for us, because to keep the gap with Chelsea or Arsenal is so important to win, and then win one game less to the end of the season. And that is why for us it's key. It's key to win, but it's key to performance and to be concentrate to match them in every single detail, because tomorrow will be the game about to fight, to be solid, to be ready always. All that the competition of the game is going to demand us, and then of course to try to play in the way that we play and try to win the game. That will be all the key to try to win tomorrow.
I'm getting the sense that you haven't reached the point where you're willing to take a few risks in terms of reintroducing players, because Harry Kane obviously has been out injured, but also Alderweireld, and you would think maybe this would be a perfect game to get them back in, but you're not thinking of risking anything.
You are asking me about Harry Kane.
Well, Harry Kane and Alderweireld both out injured, coming back, and being Stoke and given your record against them, you would think that might be a perfect opportunity to take a few more chances, but it doesn't sound like...
No, I think both are completely different injuries and different moments. I think Harry Kane only missed one game against Swansea, and it's not the same when you twist the ankle and when you suffer a muscle injury. And but for me now it's about balance on the team. It's about performance. It's about how the 24 or 25 players compete in between each other, and then it's to take a decision. I think now it's not talking about Harry Kane or talking about Alderweireld. It's not about risk of injury or because they are not fit or because different situation that we talk in the last few months about if one player have 1 year, 2 year or 10-year contract. My decision always is about football decision, and when you have all the player fit like we have, I think only Harry Winks and Kyle Walker-Peters are out. And yes, and I think it's about to pick your best starting 11.
Dan. Can we have an update on Harry Winks, please?
Yes.
It feels like
You can update
about
Harry Winks.
Continuing rehab, which is what we said in the squad update.
might he need surgery? Because it's been a long time, the ankle injury. Is there any thoughts of him having surgery?
At the moment, no.
No.
At the moment, no. At the moment, no. Sorry?
Is that an option you might consider though? If it goes down?
We'll see what happens in the next few weeks. But at the moment, no. He's still doing his rehab, and and we'll see what happens. But at the moment, it's not an option.
Ale.
One of the players who looked excellent at the weekend, Davinson Sanchez, Kevin De Bruyne in the week revealed that he nominated him for the Young Player of the Year award. Do you agree he's a contender for that? Certainly, maybe deserves it.
I think Davinson is doing fantastic from the day one that he arrived here. And yeah, but De Bruyne's opinion is his opinion, and of course he's young and he's showing a great quality and great performance for helping the team to achieve that we won. But of course, yes, our expectation when we signed Davinson was that a player that with enormous potential and can sure that he's going to help the team. But of course, his adaptation to the team and to the Premier League was I think was much better than we expect. No? And of course, yes, we are happy. I think we are happy because when we decided to sign him, the club made a big effort, and of course now I think we are all happy to have him with us.
Why do you think he's adapted so well? Is it an intelligent player?
I think he is humble. That is a massive point for every single player to learn and to adapt yourself into the new environment. And of course, it's a player that is young, but it's a player that always is trying to improve and learn. And yes, it surprised us because we had a lot of information about his character, but I think surprised us much better than we expect because he's always available to learn, to improve. He accepts the criticism, he accepts the correction, and that is for me that is most important. Of course, the characteristics of the player is fast, is aggressive, play very well with the ball. And with 21 years old, I think he's showing a great maturity. But he needs to keep his feet on the grass because still is so young, and it's easy to go backward if you know manage in your head all this type of price that you are doing, no?